Okay, now let's go with Ivysaur. Let's finish the Pokemon trainers. Pokemon actually. Ivysaur and Squirtle. Okay. So for Ivysaur, the reason why this matchup's a 50-50 is despite the fact Ivysaur's airspeed is garbage. Despite the fact that we have the options to punish this character's landing reliably with fire, threaten it with freeze, and we can play outside of its range constantly. And it's neutral, like we can stop Razor Leaf pressure with Zera Peek at Fire. We can punish a lot of his like grounded normal. We can punish all of its grounded tools, all of its grounded buttons out of the shield with Forward Aerial. This character's advantage state is so explosive on Lucas that it just doesn't matter. If we're above this character for any little period of time, that up air will hit us. It can punish our landings of like Razor Leaf if we're not on point. Back air is so stupid against Lucas, it's not even okay. It's a two-hitting move that has a lot of range, even though it doesn't kill, it doesn't have to. It puts us in a bad position that Ivysaur can take advantage of. Down throw to like up B to snatch us like from positions where up air wouldn't be able to. The character can go off stage and nair or just fish for 2 frames of dare, and its dare is massive despite the nerf it got. Its ledge trapping is really good because it can just spam bear as much as it wants. F Smash has a lot more range, can hit us on ledge stall from distances we don't even... From distances, it doesn't even like Ivysaur should be able to punish you from. Razor Leaf hits our head on ledge stall, so we can't even stall there for long. Its nair is bad on shield though. Well, it's safe on shield, but like it has no drag down potential. It's like minus 13. But this character's reward from winning neutral, even though its neutral is mediocre, it has like enough range to like threaten spaces with like back air, neutral air lingers forever, up tilt's a good anti-air. It definitely has the advantage to explosiveness to make it even. That up air is just crazy. Anyway, Squirtle. I think Squirtle, believe it or not, is the easiest Pokemon we can deal with. And I think this matchup is +1. Originally I had it as +2, but Squirtle can just switch out the Ivysaur, so I can't just say we destroy Squirtle completely. We do outrange Squirtle, we can match its frame data, we can kill it easily, reliably. Its out of shield options actually aren't bad. It's small, has really good ground mobility, can be really hard to hit and really evasive. Water guns are going to deal with if we're trying to land. And Squirtle's primary goal against Lucas is to just get him to 50, get him to 40, get him to like 60 or 70 or 80, and then switch out to an Ivysaur to abuse that. So I can't put it as +2. And when Squirtle does get in against Lucas, which it will, because it's fast, it has a good combo throw, F-tilt's unreactable and stupid. It low profile stuff or might parry one of our falling aerials. It will combo Lucas. Or put Lucas in situations where it's kind of like Sheik, where, you know, it's plus and it'll just follow up with something and keep hitting you, regardless if you hit it or not. So because of that, it's +1. Well, we can actually edge guard Squirtle kind of well too, because recovery is diagonal, and we can peek at under that or dare him, and yeah, or dare it, and yeah. But it's +1. But again, it's not alone. Squirtle is not alone. It has Charizard and Ivysaur backing it, so it's like +1. Alright, let's go with Ness. Ness is 50-50 in my opinion. Ness's aerial frame data supersedes Lucas's frame data in terms of end lag. The frame data on these characters is similar, but Ness's superior end lag makes it to where when Ness gets in, he can abuse his degenerate multi-hits. Like up smash, like down smash, like up aerial, like forward aerial. And these moves are really annoying for Lucas to punish. We can't punish forward air if it's fading back or if he crosses up. We can't punish up air if he crosses up or just lands in front of us. Down tilt, rapid fire down tilt's annoying. So what happens is Ness doesn't have the mid range to really like. His threat range is smaller, but he's got more layers on that small bubble. He's kind of like an onion. It's pungent, you know what it smells like. And when you take a bite into it, it's strong. Lucas's game plan is like a web. Whereas like every single line has a role. Every single thread has a role, and it touches another thread in the web. And the whole goal of it is to ensnare somebody and then like push them either closer into the web where you can get eaten up by the spider, or you'll fall out of the web. And maybe you'll fall like onto the ground or something and perish. In the case of this matchup, Lucas wants to keep Ness in mid-range as much as he can. Because in that place, Ness's options are definitely more tame. We want to keep him in a range where we can F-tilt him, like short hop, Zair, or fair him, or PK fire him, and mix those options up. Because if we can keep Ness there, we can still combo him really well. We can combo him enough. We can pressure him enough and avoid his out of shield options in Nair and forward air. We can just weave out of those options. And we can threaten him and still play our game. If Ness gets up close, he gets to play his game too often and too close. And he has way too much of an easy time shield poking us. We can shield poke Ness too because his shield is small too. But we have to make sure we're not too close to him. His weaving mix-ups when he's in our face are really good with Magnet. Magnet's stupid up close. So we don't want to be anywhere near him. As far as skipping potential goes, his fear off stage is really, really good at like hitting Lucas because it lingers for so long. Pika Thunder can force us to Magnet, or you can just rack up damage against us off stage. Up smash and down smash linger below ledge, and can hit us while we reel him with tether, or make us delay. That's really annoying. It can even hit us out of Pika Thunder too as well, so that's bad. His PK Fire is really annoying in this matchup. If he uses like aerial PK Fire, he freaking hurt box shifts downwards and he's minus 12. So we're not even going to be able to punish that. And if he hits us with a low percent, we can take a lot of damage. PK Fire in mid-range is really situational for Ness, but it works in this matchup because, again, he can just dash back and forth. He can use dash attack because his dash attack is really disjointed and the third hits minus 10 on shield. So we can he kind of has to bully his way into Lucas, but when he gets in, he is heavily rewarded. He is so rewarded. So we have to kind of wall him out with like pivot grab, F-tilt, fair, forward air, and like Zair. Our advantage state against Ness, if he is off stage, is more devastating. Because he's slower and it takes him a while to recover, so we can go off stage and Zair him, fair him, back air him, double jump cancels. Not double jump cancels Zair him, but like dare him, back air him, nair him. We can intercept his PK Thunder with our PK Thunder, and we can like have the tilt hit him, and then like he'll hit into it, and then like he'll have less distance, and then rotate around and hit him again. We can absorb his PK Thunder, and his advantage state on us off stage can be like, oh, we got hit by a Magnet. He drifts off stage with us during Magnet, and then goes for a down air, and then he just fully commits to using Magnet to push us away from stage or drag us down with him, and he dies with us. He can go for 2 frames of like down air or peek at fire off stage because he can like short hop and then peek at fire, like try to cover the ledge, snap area. He's really annoying. It's definitely a 50-50 matchup, and it's a matchup where like your ability to wall out will be tested because if he gets in, he's gonna screw Lucas up. But if he doesn't, Lucas can just screw him up. Mega Man. I don't think this matchup's -2. I think this matchup's -1, much to might have controversy over this. People might disagree, but I think this matchup's -1. We force Mega Man to switch up his pellet habits a lot, or we get back like 5 to 15% depending on how many pellets he shoots. Without pellets, he kind of becomes a normal disjoint character with trapping capabilities too. And the primary problem with this matchup is dealing with his weave, and then like dealing with like leaf shield advantage, or in his juggle advantage, his juggle state disadvantage, and dealing with rush coil camping. Rush coil camping, we can kind of play around that by like placing freeze, fire, or Zairs or up tilts around the area he wants to land, which is on rush. And we can pressure and play that mix up enough so he won't be comfortable landing there, and then he has to land like a normal character. And what I mean by normal character is he uses like down air to like drift out of disadvantage. We're not supposed to shield that, we're supposed to just ignore that. or he lands with like forward aerial or back aerial or melons, which is much more preferable to him than just wasting our time and burning the clock away. If we hit Mega Man, we can get a lot of damage off of him because he's a heavyweight, but he is small and has a better mobility than when we do, so getting a hit on him is annoying. Pika Fire is kind of a tool we kind of have to use in this matchup to kind of stop him from like setting up his traps, because if he doesn't have his Metal Blade in hand, or like he's able to set up Leaf Blade stuff, we can play a more well-polished nickel and dime game against him. His combos with Metal Blade are to be feared. His disadvantage with Leaf Shield is definitely something you have to be ready to punish and expect. Or at least shield, so we're not just taking unnecessary damage. This is a matchup where Mega Man can decide to play really slowly, and he has the mobility to like stop us from like getting in the ranges we need to get in to combo him in, to get good damage on him. So it becomes a slow matchup where you're trying to chip him away to force him to approach, and he's trying to chip you away to force you to approach. And it's nothing walking with Magnet can't like slightly edge him out there, or has to put himself in positions where he has to react and combo for Metal Blade, which in turn gives us time to react and combo from our stuff too. Gimping Mega Man can be annoying because his drift is so good and he's got so many mix-ups from Rush Coil. But he doesn't have a hurt box. He has some intangibility when he uses up B, but it wears off when he like gets a specific distance away from Rush, as I recall correctly. Correct me if I'm wrong. So he can definitely make our ledge trapping plays require a lot of intelligence. But our ability to absorb pellets, annoy him with Pika Fire during his landings, and have some set play stuff with Pika Freeze corner pressure, it makes it -1 and not -2, like I originally thought it was, unless you're on like some bad stages like Kalos, where you can platform camp. Don't be above Mega Man because up air is obviously stupid. Back air is frame 4. And just play this. It's one of those matchups you have to grind as Lucas a lot to understand it. Olimar. Olimar is either even or -0.5. I'll put it in for now 0.5, or it's our worst even matchup. Yellow Pikmin are so good against Lucas. He can cycle through them, and the amount of hit lag we suffer from if we hit them with any electric move is retarded. Not retarded, let me not say that. Ridiculous. So it forces us to use up air fires to get them off of us. While it does have a benefit of extending the hitbox duration of it, it makes it to where we're more easily reactable to Olimar. So what Olimar does is he stays like 4 or 5 characters away. He'll toss a yellow Pikmin. And then after that, after it's on us, he stays that distance away and he waits for us to do something. Then he runs in or walks in or he plucks another Pikmin while it just racks up damage against us. And then he responds. He responds and reprisals with an aerial, or like a down tilt or an up smash. He puts us on a timer to stop him from getting 3 yellows or 2 purples and a yellow, or 2 yellows and 1 purple. And yellows have more range than the other Pikmin, so he actually has the range to like contest us with like F smash or like forward air or back air. And since they don't have since he doesn't have item priority anymore, those moves suck to deal with as Lucas. Yellows are so good against Lucas. He can easily shield poke us with purples. Down smash yellow 2 frames us. Like he can go off stage and just yellow fair bear. Just down air 2 frame us easier, juggle us easier with yellows. Like, but if we manage to get hits on him, we can keep him cornered, and we want to keep him cornered. Whistle is annoying to deal with during his landings, but there's enough frame mix-ups between Pika Fire, Pika Freeze, and using aerials and then punishing his whistle attempts with grab to make to where if he whistles too much, we can just start grabbing him, and if he whistles too little, we can just start like using fire. And freeze definitely can be delayed enough to where like we can wait for Whistle's armor to go away and then release freeze, and he just gets hit. We can actually edge guard him, and we should edge guard him. We should be going off stage against him a lot, or PK Thundering him a lot to force him to recover the ledge predictably, so we can 2-frame with down smash or F-tilt to rack up damage. Because we want to kill this character as early as we can. Because if we get a lead against him, we can definitely play a more PK Fire heavy way. Because PK Fire kills all of his Pikmin. It even kills red Pikmin because the first hit isn't actually Fire attribute. So it will damage red Pikmin. So it becomes a game where like each character wants to play to a clock. Can kind of play to a clock depending on how much of the lead you get. Olimar's better at racking up that damage, but we're better at pressuring off stage once we get a hit. And we want to keep Olimar cornered and ledge trapped as often as possible. So because of those factors, and also we don't kind of care about Olimar's other shield options because we just disjoint space against him. We just can't get hit because his punish game is absurd. And it'll take a while for it to become even, in my opinion, because we haven't optimized our punish game yet. Our combo punishes. Palutena is even. This character plays the short hop fast fall minigame or mind game with full hop fast falls with empty hops and tomahawk grabs. It's really effective because bear and dash attack are invincible and blow through all of your moves. Nair is probably the safest while rising aerial in the game, or one of them on shield. Lucas, we're forced to roll out of that situation if it lands against our shield. We can't punish it because our outer shield is too slow. We don't really. She doesn't like it. She doesn't like it when we pressure up our disjoint options. She doesn't want to shield anyway because she like wants to just dash around and like get us to whiff stuff or commit to stuff. We don't really have the choice to jump against her much. We don't have that choice as an option because back air will find us or up air will find us or she will nair. And those moves will lead into a lot of advantage states for her where she can just back air us off stage or up air juggle us. And we can't escape that up air. We have to just go to the ledge and be forced to deal with down tilt 2 frames and her corner pressure of back air. Her grounded options are kind of bad. She is a fast faller and she is light though. So she gets double jump cancels there across the stage easily into like instant reverse aerial rush, bear or dare or dash attack. And she can die early. The problem with Palutena though is like if we try to juggle her, she can warp. And the end lag on her warp is so low, we can't reliably dash in and punish it. We have to commit to PK Fire. And if we keep doing that, it'll stale. So she forces neutral because her main option to get out of disadvantage against Lucas is really good. At least we can 2-frame her kind of easily just by listening for the warp audio cue and the teleportation visual cue. So yeah, this matchup's 50-50. It's a simple matchup, just don't jump a lot, F-tilt a lot, double jump cancels there backwards a lot, retreating forward air a lot. Don't be stupid with your jumps. You should be okay. Joker. -1. Joker is a character who kind of plays, it's kind of like a Sheik, like a variation of the Sheik's game plan, where he wants to weave in and out and like pressure you with safe aerials, like jab, F-tilt, safe F-tilts, and then dash back and see what you do. This is really annoying for Lucas, because he becomes the size of Game & Watch when he dashes and runs. And this is exemplified by Arson. But aside from that, he has gun. Down gun is really annoying for Lucas because we can't outright challenge it. We have to like dash away from it and then PK Fire him or position ourselves under platforms to like and let him drift away. And it's really annoying because it means Joker can often play neutral a lot longer than he should. And he can avoid our landing aerials and mix-ups by drifting in one wave and drifting backwards and like making us second guess how we're going to punish him with our aerials. And when Arson comes out, it's just not possible to do this because his gun shoots too rapidly. And landing his back air or down air against us is just scary. And we can't really punish those out of shield anyway. When Arson becomes active, we get shield poked easily. His combo kill confirms get exemplified with like up air drag down stuff. He can go off stage and just bag or pressure us ridiculously. Down there 2 frames of, because Arson's Boot of Justice kills us at like 50. Because we get sent too far down to really come back from Pika Thunder 2. His down B off stage reflects our Pika Thunder. And reflecting Pika Fire on stage can lead to a lot of damage. He can use Rebel's Guard to absorb Pika Fires, which gives him a lot of gauge. If we mess up our combos and we're not too good with them, he can Rebel's Gauge to get a lot of the gauge back. Or get a lot of the gauge field, which is bad. But on the plus side, it's not -2 because we can Gimp Joker in either form. If Arson's out, we can Gimp him, even though it has intangibility. And during the tether with normal Joker, Pika Thunder still works as magic. He can't Rebel's Guard off stage too much because we can circle Pika Thunder around him. And he's still falling, and he'll have to jump or have to upbeat a ledge, and we can angle the orb at him that time, and the orb's tail can block him from reeling in, and then he just gets hit away, and then he dies. So it's not -2, because we have a good advantage state on Joker, and it's one of those matchups where like we can punish Rebel's Guard, so we can kind of force him to land with more aerials and like burst him down, and if we get him off stage and get him cornered, we can pressure him there and possibly Gimp him, which is very good for us. We just have to play neutral against a character who has a better neutral than us. And thank goodness Arson depletes more. Thank goodness when he gets hit with Arson, more of his gauge is depleted when he gets hit. Because that means our combo game against him means a lot more. So it actually means like fast fall, nair, drag down, or falling nair 1-3 to down tilt the nair. Takes away so much of his gauge, or double jump cancels air strings, take away a lot of his gauge. So that really helped like knock it down from being -2, where in the past it was like more along the lines of it being a -2. Let's go with Pichu. This is a +1 for Lucas. Pichu's strengths are absurd CQC. If he gets a down tilt, it's -4 on shield. Its turn never ends. It combos into whatever it desires. It can combo into back air, fast fall, and do up air, not up air, but like up tilt, bear loop, and do a lot of damage. What else does Pichu have? Absurd frame data. F tilt being unreactable up close. It's -10. We can't do anything about it. Same thing with down tilt. Down tilt's like frame 4, 3, I think, and -4. The fact that this character takes damage using T-Jolt and using a lot of its electrical normals, or using all of its electrical normals, and the fact that it takes like 5% using agility, means that when Pichu is off stage, Pika Thunder damage plus agility damage can lead to like 10% per Pika Thunder attempt off stage. And it sucks for Pichu, because if we land an F-tilt at it at like 80, or a down smash at it at 80, it can die. We can't really combo Pichu, but we can get like 30% on it from 0. Which is like 60% or like 50, because it's just so light. But if Pichu does manage to hit you, you're taking a lot of damage. This character can also go off stage and Gimp because of like back air, forward air, nair lingers, and freaking down air spike killing. Up throw to Thunder kills earlier than Pikachu on us, so that definitely sucks. But the fact that it's T-Jolt damages itself makes it to where Pichu has to get in. It has to get in, because it won't be able to last the war of attrition. It won't be able to hold up against the Zairs, the forward airs, or the F-tilts. It will not be able to keep holding up against those against Lucas. So it'll have to risk and get in to get the rewards. And when it does get in, it gets a lot of damage, and it shield pulses easily. But Lucas can make that a nightmare for Pichu. And grab the like up throw kills at like 100 to 110. It's not even fair on Pichu. Pikachu is a 50-50 on the other hand. Pancaking after everything, similar to Pichu. Its multi-hits are annoying because that means it can shield poke Lucas. Its quick attack is so annoying to like hit Lucas while landing. and enabling it to bypass ledge trapping and bypass gimp attempts. Unless we want to commit to Pika Thunder from like unusual angles, Pikachu can likely just negate our edge guarding. Meanwhile, Pikachu has good edge guarding on us. While this character's trade power is low, because a lot of its moves it wants to use in neutral and multi-hits, and Lucas just focuses on primarily single hits, single disjointed powerful hits like Fair and F-Tilt and Dash Attack. Pikachu has combos, like falling nair combos into like up tilt, into like another falling, like another like short hop, delayed nair fast fall, and loops that over to like 40 damage. This character can go off stage and go hard on Lucas with like back air, down air, forward air, nair drag downs, and can lead to situations where Lucas gets gimped. T-Jolt may be a tool that Lucas can absorb during neutral with Magnet, but often Pikachu's so close to the T-Jolt that it gets to read the option we do. So we'll only win that interaction if we win the next interaction, the next read after that option. So because of that, Pikachu's forced to play neutral in a way that not many other characters can force it to play neutral in. We force it to play neutral where, like, if it's not making those reads after the T-Jolt, we'll just start recovering more health than it can actually put out damage, and slowly enough, we'll just out-trade it with, like, F-Tilts, Dash Attacks, and all of our moves. As long as we're not put off stage, we should be fine in this matchup. We just play neutral, hold center stage, just be where Pikachu's pancaking. In fact, it's hard to hit, don't whiff much stuff. Play it safe. Okay, who's next? I'll do Jigglypuff. I think a Jigglypuff is a plus 0.5 matchup. This character's ability to weave, like, unlike any other character in the game in the air, except like Yoshi, is so impressive. Every single button this character has can always be drifted away to be made safe. Or moves like Dare can be drifted to where it always cross up, and Lucas's cross up out of shield game is garbage because it's too slow. And this character can like mix that up with Pound, falling there, falling fast fall there, falling up air to lead to a lot of ambiguous situations where Lucas doesn't want to be anywhere near. Because our shield is small, being hit by Pound is horrible. And this character's ability to carry us off stage and gimp us, because Jigglypuff is one of those characters that can go off stage and go crazy on Lucas off stage with like forward air, nair, back air, dare, just push us off the stage and just destroy us before we can even use Pika Thunder to even try to recover. So it's one of those matchups where we have to swing to like get Jigglypuff off of us, or swing to make it mix up its weave, or Pika Thunder back on the stage and try to hit Jigglypuff while coming back to the stage. It's one of those matchups where, along with Pikachu, where and Meta Knight, where you are forced to actually learn varying Pika Thunder 2 recovery angles and get good at them. Those characters force you to mix up your recovery a lot. So the best part about the Jigglypuff matchup is why I believe it's slightly even, or slightly in our favor, is because despite the fact that this character can float camp us, Pika Fire punishes landings. Pika Freeze can kind of like threaten more space than Pika Fire at the cost of being slower. We can anti-air this character reliably with Pika Fires, not Pika Freeze, but Pika Fires, Fair, Zair, Up Tilt, F Tilt up, and we can kind of wall this character out and put this character in positions where you're stuck being hit so far up that we can loop the anti-air game again. Because sooner or later, this character will have to get in on us, or this character will have to jump. So because of that, we can keep looping that kind of pressure against it. And since Jigglypuff is so light, it can die early, but its advantage state against us is so good that we can die equally as early. We can't really gimp Jigglypuff. Its weave is far too good. Or it can just jump above us, and then it can like, we have to play that guess the landing, or guess how far it's gonna like land away from you. Then we have to like run and put ourselves in positions where we can reliably anti-air or put ourselves in the specific distances where we can anti-air Jigglypuff. So it's definitely slightly in our favor, I believe. But Jigglypuff can play a really long game. And this character has some dirty stuff. Like, if you get combo and you don't tech, you can get jab 1 into seeing and then, like, falling up aerial into rest. Or just landing there onto you in the rest. Parry rest, parry back air, going off stage, doing all this crazy stuff to Lucas. It's crazy. So this matchup I could definitely see it staying here or going here if the Jigglypuff players I fight just start optimizing their punish game. Because that character can just like float camp us if she wants to, or if it wants to with platforms. Or just play a really, really like slow game that we have to play good at. Plant. I think this matchup is slightly Lucas favored just because we can F smash Poison Breath and remove its presence in neutral. But outside of that, if we're not able to do that, Plant is annoying. This character's got good startup frame data. This character's attacks put us in situations where a Plant can Patooey or anti-air us. And this character has some of the scariest anti-airs in the game out of any non-disjoint character. Up smash is so strong and kills at like 70. Or like 100. Not 100, but like 80, 90, 100. Like with charge, like 75. Patooey is broken as an anti-air. It is broken as a ledge trapping tool too. Yeah, it takes some time to set up, but it's good. Poison Breath is just broken. We don't want to let this character get a big Poison Breath. Because if this character gets a decent charge Poison Breath, this character can like can space it in a way in neutral. Well, it won't use it during neutral, but like if we get hit and put above it, it'll run to like a specific part of the stage, or it'll give up some stage control while we drift away, and then we're forced to land into it or on Plant, or in positions where Plant can cover with Patooey or up tilt or up air, or just go for that fast forward air. So because of that, Plant is able to rack up a surprising amount of damage on Lucas and push us off the stage to get ledge trapped. And we do not like getting ledge trapped by Plant, because S-Smash is taken away from us. It can just fish for trades. It can just have Patooey setups. It can just like do all these annoying ledge trap things that force Lucas to take a lot of damage. And it's one of those matchups where if Plant does right with Poison Breath in play and does the right reads, we won't be able to keep up with the damage output. Poison Breath just does too much damage. Like a fully charged Poison Breath, if it's fully staled, it does like 20%. If it's just used repeatedly, and it gets all the way maximally staled. Like an uncharged Poison Breath does like 18. I think a max one does like 25 to like 30, somewhere around there. That's ridiculous. So this character's like combo game is also kind of good with like falling up aerial and like Patooey into like back air for like 45 damage. Patooey into stuff. If Patooey hits our shield, we can't take any more shield damage or we just get poked. This character can like do nair cross up stuff. If Poison Breath is active and we're in a position where we can't we're not in a safe enough distance to F smash away, Plant can actually just run out and grab us and punish us in the end leg of F smash. Or dash attack us, get out of the cloud, take some damage, and then like get stage control, which is overall more beneficial to it than it is to us. On the plus side, Pika Fire is really annoying for Plant to deal with. We can Pika Thunder, pressure it off stage. We can 2-frame it easily because its head pokes. Its head is the first part of its body that's offered up to down smash and F tilt. We can go off stage and dare it. Punishing it on stage when it lands is really annoying from up B. Down B can actually be a surprisingly annoying tool for Lucas to deal with because we don't have the mobility to get there quickly enough if it's decently charged, and it can use it in positions where like Lucas will try to peek at fire and then like it'll use down B, then like hold left or right and then snap at us and hit us, or it can use it on us while we're off stage, or it can use it when we're trying to gimp it off stage and then like armor through Pika Thunder and then take the hit and then like keep its double jump. So because of Plant's ability to just win trades in neutral, if it has a Poison Breath set up, and the fact that it has like options around our F Smash, and the fact that its advantage state is explosive, it manages to be like like plus 0. No, what? Nah. I'm gonna put this here because this character's anti-air game is so good against Lucas. Patui, up smash, up tilt combos at low percent. Like, no. Less chopping is so oppressive. Like, if this thing does win neutral, it does so much damage to us, and then like it can force Lucas to play a slow game, and we don't want to play a slow game against Plant. We have the advantage state in the neutral to like make it play in a way where like it can't just fully charge Poison Breath. We can like charge it a little bit, shield, do something, jump, charge it a little bit. And we want to get rid of Plant as much as we can to stop Poison Breath from becoming its X factor, because that's exactly what it is. King Dede. This matchup's +1. King Dedede's biggest weakness is that he doesn't have a good enough neutral to keep up with Lucas. He has the range and trading power to do so, but he has to get past. His mobility is so low in the air and on the ground that PK Fire and PK Freeze become neutral tools that he has a hard time getting around. These tools wall him out, and they push him to the corner, where we can corner pressure him with more PK Freezes because he's so slow, or he gets pushed off stage where PK Fire can force him to recover low, or PK Freeze can force him to recover low because he's just so slow. He doesn't recover fast horizontally. And when he goes low, we can fish for F-tilts. The F-tilt downs, the 2-frame is up B. Or he'll be in a position where he'll be like, okay, I gotta recover on stage. And then we can like jump out of the way and then punish him for it. While DDD's neutral is meh against Lucas, if he manages to get us in the corner, he can start fishing for those forward airs, those back airs, those nairs, where he can get a grab and go for an up throw, and then just start juggling us, and then force us to trade, or push us off to the corner on the ledge, and where we have to deal with his Gordo setups, he can just start tossing Gordos off stage at us risklessly as well. Go off stage, forward air, cover the area where Lucas wants to tether, like full hop, shoot a Gordo, have it like bounce up after he hits it with the hammer and go down, inhale us and suicide kill us. Like, his corner pressure is really good. And if we're stuck on ledge dealing with this corner pressure, it's bad, because he can kill us at any time. He can't use Gordo during neutral, though, because we can jab it to reflect it, or like hit it back. We can F-tilt to hit it back, Zero to hit it back, PK Fire and Freeze to hit it back. So he's kind of forced to like walk towards us, or like use his double jumps and use his fast forward air dodge from a double jump or triple jump to like get around our freeze and stuff. Because he doesn't want to shield, because it'll take so much shield damage you can run up and go for like a combo starter or something, where he's forced to take like 60. Which is another reason why it's like +1. But aside from that, like it's pretty much a +1. Dede just has to get past neutral and then keep us in disadvantage. And that's hard for him to do reliably, because we can just run away from him and PK Fire and PK Freeze him. I fought Chase's duet. It's me sword fighter. I don't know too much about it, so I'm not gonna say anything. Me Gunner's annoying. If me Gunner has like the bomb and the bomb down B, or the magnet down B, Gunner can magnet our recovery and get rid of us. Back air is really good in neutral to just use a harassment tool. Dash attack has some of the most range in the game out of any dash attack. It can possibly cross us up to catch our landings. Up smash is so strong. Up aerial can just juggle Lucas. It's really strong. The charge shot neutral special, or the grenade neutral special, actually enable me Gunner to have pressure. Like, if you want to pressure the mid range with a grenade, you can use that, and it lingers and it explodes and combos into stuff. Even though Lucas can zero clink it away, it's definitely annoying to deal with. The bomb is really annoying to deal with too. Like, little bit down B bomb, because it lingers forever and controls space, and me Gunner can like back air or like just play with the bomb while it's active. It's his recovery or Gunner's recovery with the angleable one is annoying to Gimp reliably with Pika Thunder because Pika Thunder is too slow. Unless the character is forced to recover low. But we can match the damage output of this character's zoning options or trapping options when we get in close. Because we don't care about the characters that are shield options. Which is exactly what we want to do. We want to get in, or we want to play a really slow game with like PK Fire. Because the character is too slow to really punish PK Fire. From like 3 to 5 character spaces away. So we either want to play that game, or we want to get in. So it's 50-50. I think Gunner's space control options can easily shield poke Lucas. Or play in a way where Lucas cannot easily get in. Which is good for me Gunner. And me Gunner's here. That was me Brawler. Almost, wow, messed up. Me Brawler, be careful of up throw, up B, thropper. On stages like triplats because it can kill early. Feint jump is not like Zero Suit Samus's flip jump. The character has to full hop, feint jump, and then the character can act out of it, whereas Zero Suit Samus can like short hop and then flip jump and then do whatever out of it. So it makes abusing this character's disadvantage a lot easier. Character's air drift is not good. This character is kind of similar to Fox and Mario, like a Fox Mario hybrid where the character wants to land on you with Nair, go for down tilt, and then go for imagination combos. Pot shut is a shut pot. No, it's the pot move where like it throws that iron ball. It's kind of like bootleg Patui. That's pretty nice for edge guarding Lucas or ledge chopping Lucas because it lingers forever. This hitbox does. Dealing with me Gunner's pressure and dealing with me Brawler's pressure is annoying. Because that Nair is stupid and his initial dash is very good. And he can get good combos off of his pressure. So the matchup ends up being 50-50 because of it. But we can combo Brawler really well. Because he's a fast faller who gets double jump cancels aired across the stage. His recovery is likely going to take a hit. So we can just do that to him and win the match decently. We just don't like being overwhelmed. Okay, let me do Ken. Ken's a 50-50. This character has like Mario run speed, so he runs in and then goes for like Nair or like instant reverse air rush, back air pressure. And he tries to run and go for down tilt and then go for those command normals. One where he does a roundhouse into the axe kick. I forgot the name of them. But they do a lot of shield damage. And if he hits Lucas, Ken gets 50 into the one kick where he kicks you. He puts his foot up and kicks you. And then he like does a half of a roundhouse. And he puts you in the air. And he vortexes you. And if you don't succeed on the read on the vortex, he gets an additional 40 or 50 more and destroy you and he can kill you. So because of that, this match is 50-50. But on the other side, Lucas nairs his focus during landing. He can PK fire his focus and just force him off the stage, which leaves him vulnerable to like being PK freeze because you don't want to get hit by PK fire or nair. We can go under him and up tilt him. We can pressure his off stage recovery with PK Thunder. Or we can like force him to double jump and up B, which forces him to recover high, which means we can just do PK Thunder. We can just use PK Thunder to punish the landing if we're far enough away, or we can use PK Fire. If he's forced to recover low, we can just start charging down smash, and we can hit his hand that attempts to shark us to the stage. We can kill him at 60. We can double jump cancel Zaire, string him across the stage and go for dare or bear attempts and get rid of him that way. We can F tilt, fair, and Zaire him as much as we want. We don't want to be in his face, though, because... Well, we kind of do, because his out of shield is kind of bad. But the amount of damage he consistently gets with lesser execution than we do was skewered towards him. So we want to kind of wall him out and play the nickel and dime game. And we want him to be forced to play that nickel and dime game with us. So we can attempt to corner him and then gimp him. Let's do Ryu. Ryu is 50-50. His fireball is annoying. Shaku only heals like 2 or 3% or 5%, somewhere between that area. And it does a lot of shield damage, and it does like 16, it does like 15 to 18%. He can make it fast, or he can make it slow and follow up behind it and do stuff with it. Ryu definitely wants to play more of a slow fireball heavier game than Ken, whereas Ken just wants to like weave in and out and run in and try to look for stuff to pressure your shield with. Ryu can play that mid-range, even though we can Zare Fireball or PK Fire it and Clank it and dissipate it. Ryu is still a threat up close. Down tilt's stupid. His Shoryu is a single-hitting Shoryu, so it just kills earlier, whereas Ken is like a better anti-air, and he can like up BS, kill us that way. Ryu isn't like that. So yeah, it's 50-50 because of it. His Fireball's annoying. Down smash, Fireball, Collarbone Breaker just can break our shield. So yeah, he's 50-50 because of those things, even though he gets gimped easier than Ken does.